Hey there everyone, Jeremy Tessier here for this 2013 Game of the Year video for nitrobeer.com, your number one source for French Canadians and video games. Number 10. Tale of Xillia. While I prefer the battle system from Tales of Grace's F and found the multiplayer a bit lacking in this one, Xillia is still a Tales game and it's still a blast to play. The battle system is pretty interesting with different fighting styles for each character, and I enjoyed the skill system and the upgradable shops. This game kept my attention from beginning to the end as I tried to get as much grade as I could and fight the devil beasts. Number 9. Fire Emblem Awakening. It has been a while since I played one of these, mostly because I'm not really good at strategy games and I'm not a fan of permadeath either. The addition of casual mode made it possible for me to beat this game, and what a great game it was! It was witty, still challenging with complex systems and a bunch of weird multiplayer street pass things. I quite enjoyed it. Number 8. Earthbound. I know it's a bit weird to put this one here. It's like putting an HD remake of a game in a Game of the Year list. But I played the hell out of Earthbound when it came out on the Wii U Virtual Console, and I still feel very attached to it. Thanks Nintendo! You've gave me a way to legally give you money to play this awesome Super Nintendo RPG that I love so much. Earthbound? Earthbound! Earthbound! Number 7. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. This came out of nowhere. I didn't even know at first that it was going to be a loot-driven action RPG. And I loved it. I loved how versatile your character was, being able to switch between melee and range depending on the situation. I loved the perk system, the huge mobs of enemies, the witty banter, the crafting systems, and all the random things that you could do in this game. Like pick up and level up the sword Excalibur, or fight a cute bunny in a nightmarish world. Number 6. Saints Row 4. No other game this year gave me such freedom to run like hell, fly in a huge city and pummel down dozens of cops and aliens with superpower and bizarre abilities. Oh, and I guess there were guns and gangs in the story too. Saints Row 4 takes what made Saints Row 3 great and adds a little on it. It's a ton of fun, especially if you like goofy stuff. Number 5. Shadowrun Returns. This turn-based RPG brought me back to the day of isometric games. Shadowrun Return feels like an old game made new, with a robust stat and skill system, a well-realized story, and plenty of opportunities to try different methods to solve problems. The battle system is also complex and engaging. It's a successful return to an old classic. Number 4. Path of Exile. It would be quite intellectually dishonest for me to not give a spot in this list for a game I'm still playing 2 or 3 hours per day. Path of Exile might look obtuse or too complicated for its own good, but it has tons of possibilities. Legendary item with really big impact on how you can play the game, a very interesting skill system based on gems, a trade-based economy, and they're adding content every so often. A blast to play, especially with friends. Number 3. Pokemon X and Y. The last Pokemon game I've played was Black, and oh boy did I go back to X and Y. I played it non-stop from the moment I could download it to the eShop until I've beaten the Elite Four. I think that the new experience share made the game simpler and a bit easier, but it was still Pokemon. The lure of catching them all and leveling your teams and trying to be the very best, still awesome, and in 3D. Number 2. Super Mario 3D World. This is an amazing 3D platformer. If you can stomach it, the multiplayer is also pretty good. The level design is crazy and there is a ton of content and a ton of things to do. There are unlockables and collectibles and everything is so polished. There is not much to play on the Wii U, but this makes a strong case that Nintendo hasn't lost it. Buy Mario 3D World and play it. It's really good. And finally, my Game of the Year, number 1, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Call it nostalgia if you want, but it's been a while since we had a Phoenix Wright game, and I didn't like the last one this much. This game, however, is amazing. It's so good. The writing still got it. All the cases are mighty fun, the characters are exactly what you'd want in a Phoenix Wright game, and it was a pretty straightforward one. At no point did I have to go trial and error, and this would end in frustration. There was a bunch of little improvements here and there, and a move to 3D that also was pretty neat. It might only be a text adventure game, but Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies is my favorite game of this year. And that's it for me. We had some pretty amazing games in 2013, and I hope we still have the same luck going into 2014. For nitrobeard.com, that was Jeremy Tessier with my Game of the Year video. Goodbye.